Hello, my name is Form, and this is Formcast. Wow, that felt way too official and scripted. Hey guys, what's good? Guys and gals, thank you for listening. Episode 57 right here, right now. Week number 1 of February. Yes, it is February already. I don't know where January went, but 2024 is going as fast as anything else. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you guys. Again, as a reminder, every time podcasts are released Wednesday morning between 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Apple Podcast and Spotify, and shortly after on YouTube. All episodes are on YouTube from episode 1 to 57. Thank you so much for the support. Today, I honestly just finished rewatching a little bit of Miss Sweeettails' stream from Sunday yesterday. This is a Monday. I'm recording this. You'll be listening to this on Wednesday, but the 4th of February marked the return of the absolutely adored and loved Miss Sweeettails on Twitch. She had been away for just over 9 months from streaming due to medical, physical, mental health issues arising. And I caught a little bit of her stream on Sunday when she was live, probably about an hour and so in. So I didn't catch the beginning where she talked a little bit about what she had gone through in the last 9 some months. But I really thought this week was a really good week to talk about it, given the fact that she just went live yesterday. But also as a quick reminder, any very heartfelt reminder that mental health is one of the most difficult things to deal with, but also one of the easiest things to miss. And as a streamer, as a content creator who does this full time, who has gone through the ups and downs of streaming and what that even entails, it's very different for every single person that, goes through that kind of stuff. It's very easy to miss. It's very easy to not see in people. But it does exist 1,000,000%. Now, I'm just watching this, and it actually brought me to tears. And I mean, I used to watch Sweeettails a lot. She would often be live during the daytime when I would be at work at my old job at the gym. I would watch her stream while I'm kind of doing work on the office, or on the computer back in the office when I was working there. Her sense of humor and just ability to connect with people on a hilarious manner really draws a lot of people in. Now, if you haven't watched it, I encourage you to go rewatch her stream from Sunday, February 4th on Twitch. She usually peaks around, I'm going to say 3,000 viewers back in the day. Yesterday, I believe she peaked just under 25,000 at one point in her stream. Broke, I think, 6,000 subs, donations, bits galore, all this kind of stuff, all the love. Rewatching the stream, you could see how fast the chat was moving with hearts and loves and messages of "we miss you" and "welcome back." And that is a true testament, I would say, to building a community as a content creator. She hasn't been doing this as long as you may think. However, she's definitely been able to build what she's built very successfully, mind you. And that can be seen as, you disappear for 9.5 months. And I say disappear because when she left, she tried to come back a little bit and then she had to leave. And there was only a handful of Twitter updates as to what was going on. And then she comes back to nearly 25,000 viewers and tons of love and tons of support, both from old and new viewers and supporters. It's pretty crazy to see. She mentions quickly in the beginnings of her stream where she's definitely struggling to, maintain composure and gather herself and her thoughts, which is understandable, coming back to that amount of love and support. But she mentions that, the anxiety, she's always suffered from anxiety and depression and all that, but she thought, what she thought she knew was depression and anxiety. She never really did until it really hit her one day, to the point of putting her in bed for 3 weeks straight, or 3 months straight, I think she said, to not being able to really do anything, to not even, taking care of herself, to losing herself, not knowing who she was anymore. And she really mentioned something that a lot of us really, I think, feel as streamers, and it doesn't matter what size of streamer you are, I think, but being there for other people. She says she prides herself in being there and strong for others who go through mental health, and being there for her community members who are going through things. And I can attest to this because there's a lot of times people come in like, hey, I broke up with my partner today. I lost my job. My dad passed, all these things. And you try and be there as much as you can. Meanwhile, when you're there for people over and over and over again, you tend to lose yourself, and you tend to to forget that you are number one in all of that. And your mental health, if it deteriorates, well, you're going to be there for nobody, including yourself. And I'm not saying that's what happened with Sweeettails, but she's got her own story of just kind of her body and her mind just kind of no longer being able to support her with what she was going through. So to see her come back and to see her address this and be honest about it and be open about it. She talks about her weight gain and, puts humor on it, which is, I think, kind of something like I probably would do as well, kind of kill it with humor. But nonetheless, she's back. And I think it's important to note that if you watch somebody, if you watch a streamer, or if you have a way of like getting through to them, if they're bigger like she is, not always messages are going to be received and answered by her from just anybody or anything like that. But just to do mental health check-ins. I try my best to do that with the community that I have in terms of like, hey, how are you doing today? Hey, just checking in. Hope things are good. Hope life's good. Sometimes it happens with people that I haven't seen or heard of in a while. I mean, sometimes people leave for whatever reason, but it's important to just be like, hey, how's life? And a lot of times people are just like, hey, I've been going through it, or hey, I work in so much now. Like, you never know what the answer is going to be, but it's important to do these check-ins, but it's important to do these check-ins with yourself at the same time. So it's something that I think a lot of, if you're just a viewer of streams, I think it's easy to forget and it's easy to miss the fact that some streamers are going through it while they're smiling, laughing, and asking how your day has been, and making sure that if you lost your job, that you think it's going to be okay. If you broke up with someone, you're going through a divorce, or if you're someone in your family passed away, that they're trying to make sure that it's going to be okay. So, they kind of forget quickly as to making sure that it's okay for them as well. She's back. She streamed for just over 2 hours yesterday, which is obviously shorter than her usual, but after 9.5 months off, pretty sure that 2 hours felt like an eternity. There's a lot of things being thrown her way in terms of positivity and love and support. So it's pretty overwhelming, I would say. I don't know if she cried the whole time, but she definitely shed some tears for the majority of it. And she did mention, I believe Tuesday was when she was going to be back for another stream. Now, we don't know what that looks like. We don't know what that means. But for the fact that she came back speaks millions of words. But she did mention that when you're going through something, now that she knows how deep it can go, she mentions that, if you are going through something, if you are struggling, or if you are thinking about anything negative and how life's going and all this kind of stuff, that you're not alone. Like, you don't have to suffer alone. And I think a lot of people, when people talk about mental health, people mention that a lot, and everyone's like, oh, I know. But when you're in it, you forget. When you're in it, you really struggle in the fact of getting out of it. So while talking about this, please know that you're not alone. We all go through things, whether you're diagnosed or not diagnosed with any anxiety or mental health disorders or depression or whatever it is. You don't have to be diagnosed to be going through things. Just make sure that you realize that you're not alone. Otherwise, it hits you and you're not prepared. This could happen to anybody, and she mentions that quite often. This could literally happen to anybody. And that's the scariest part of all this. You could be like her, super happy, super funny, super successful, and it just hits you. So you have to make sure you take care of yourself, please. Now, Sweeettails is just one example of this, but I think it's the result of her going live and amassing. I mean, when she announced that she would be going live a week before, I think it was on a Monday, she announced that she was going live on Sunday, the 4th of February. That's all I saw over Twitter. It was just, hey, she's coming back. I'm so excited. And then yesterday, all I saw was tweets about, like how she's back. Go in. This is crazy. A lot of people sharing relatable stories to what she's gone through. I mean, I don't get teary-eyed watching streamers very often, but to rewatch her VOD and watch her explanation, but also watch her body language and her emotion coming out when discussing this, definitely speaks to the fact of how true and honest she is and was during this whole time. And to be gone for 9.5 months from the industry, from what you love to do, from what your passion is, crazy. So if there's anything you take out of today, please know that if you're going through something today, you went through something tomorrow, or you may go through something yesterday, whatever. Please reach out, talk to people, discuss. Things will be all right, but just make sure no matter what you go through, you are number one. And if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate y'all. Big love. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.